How is everybody doing? Good evening. I am TJ. That is Chronic Chris. That is Adam. Welcome to Amigos After Dark. Obviously, another edition where I am on the road. Yeah, what do you do? Oh, you son of a bitch! Dude hauling rolled steel just swung towards my fucking truck and clipped my fucking mirror with the goddamn the rolls. That would be a spool that could feed a family. So now I've done my cussing. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to run a little bit more of my studio, if you will.
Adam,
see how well that
nice. I was going to say it's a very odd feeling that appears as if you are home.
Yes, I am. I am back
in
my office again. I know. And I should be able to be here unless something strange comes up.
We're done working and want to join in. We're having a good time sitting here chatting, bullshitting.
So how's your mom doing?
She's making forward progress. There's now a projected date of release, and we're looking into rehab facilities for her.
Oh, great.
So things are progressing pretty well, all things considered from where we started. So,
and Chris, it appears like you're home.
Yep. Been sitting around here most of the day.
Have you turned on the Tiffany video lately, or?
Running just as fast as we can, holding onto one another's hand, trying to get away into the night, and then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground, and then you say, I can change your heartbeat, I can change your heartbeat, I can change your heartbeat.
What the fuck?
Change your heartbeat. That's what she says in the music video.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I still think that you and Steve should sing that song as a duet. For everybody that doesn't know, Chris actually has an announcement that kind of blew me away.
So the other day, I'm going to tell TJ the whole story of how this came about, because it just kind of fell into me.
Okay.
So I was sitting in my car the other day listening to the radio, and Van Halen was on, and I got a simple rule. You don't fucking turn off Van Halen. So I sat there and followed it through. After Van Halen came Michael Jackson's Beat It. Now, either TJ or Adam, give me 3 minutes. Do you know the connection between any Van Halen song and Michael Jackson's Beat It?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So, fun fact. Eddie Van Halen actually did the sheet music and the guitar work for Michael Jackson's Beat It. And I called up the radio station and I gave them that fun fact. And I was sitting there talking to the DJ and told them, I do internet radio on Asgard and blah, 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 and talked about that for a minute. And told them I was going to get a hold of them because I've been looking for a job in terrestrial radio, and my last job, they downsized and whatnot, and I'm still doing the workman's comp because my foot still fucking hurts. But talking to the guy, he's like, send me an air check and what your qualifications are. So I emailed him, and they liked my air check and liked my qualifications, and they're going to get back to me. So there's a good possibility Chronic Chris will become, for a few hours a day, Classic Chris to be on a classic radio station.
Okay.
Which kind of brings me full circle to, I did classic hits for a little bit before we reformatted the station up north into a classic rock, well, a full-blown classic and current rock station, which I loved. You know, I was in heaven when I got to do that. But when I was classic hits was a lot of fun. Because I'm going to tell you what, when you are in a radio station studio that is set up like Northern Exposure, and then you're turning around and you're playing music that it was like an 80s panty dropper, and you get the middle-aged women, and I'm talking middle-aged like back then, we're talking early 30s, and they're coming by and they're pressing the cans up against the window. You had a good day.
Yes.
Now, granted, our audience, once we switched over to a full-blown rock station, got a little younger, and then I had every morning I had 2 college co-eds that came by at 7:30 in the morning to show us whether it was cold or not by lifting their tops and putting the cans up against the window.
I was going to say them college co-eds are a little perkier.
They definitely were.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
And
find out what she needs.
And I can tell you that I know that one of them was a hardwood floor. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I do know that was hardwood floor. And I was very happy with that.
For a really good day.
Oh, it made for some good stories, but it's not, that was prior to the time frame of the novel that I'm currently writing.
Okay.
And I made some very good progress. I'm actually about 3 pages away from completing chapter 2 now, because this work week's just been crazy, right?
Right.
I really haven't had a chance since Sunday to really sit down and focus and sit down at the typer and work on it. Sunday night when we got done with the show, I pecked at it for a little bit, but I didn't really do a whole lot. And I've done maybe a page or 2 a day since Sunday night. So I'm right there at the edge of completing chapter 2. Luckily, I have Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday off. So after I get some good rest tonight, when I get back, and I'm probably going to try to complete chapter 2 tonight, then when I get up tomorrow, it is game the fuck on. Because I'm going to start getting into the stuff that I've been really excited to write. I'm looking forward to it. And, thanks to a couple of test pages that have gone out, there is already interest in this book, which I'm very excited about. There's already interest, and there's been discussion with people that are interested. And if that progresses a little further, I'm excited to say I think finally this novel. I took some advice. I'm writing about stuff I know, and I think this one's going to take off. So look forward to me completing and then watching me pull my hair out as I'm going through final edit and getting everything ready with the manuscript so I can send it to a couple of different agents. So I have a potential of this actually going crazy and turning into this phenomenal. I'm excited for this book. I have been since I started writing it. I mean, Adam can tell you, it's been one of the things that's the forefront of my mind.
Yeah. I've gotten a call almost every day about you being excited about either a new point or how you're going to show off some characters or how you're going to augment some characters. And it's going to be fucking funny.
Well, I'll give you guys a little clue. All right, I'll give you a little clue. Steve, you're gonna love this. I know you're in the chat room. You're gonna laugh your ass off at this. Here's a little clue. One of the supporting characters, not the main four, but one of the supporting characters that's in the book, suffers from chronic masturbation syndrome. And there's a point where that character.
You put me in your book, TJ.
Huh?
I'm glad to know you put me in your book, TJ.
So you're chronic masturbation, Chris?
Chronic Chris. We don't necessarily specify what the chronic is.
Chronic cranker.
Steve's cracking up. I love it. So yeah, and at one point, this character was at the beginning, this character was dating one of the main characters. So to give you a snippet, there is a chapter that part of that chapter is those two going through their breakup, and mid-argument, he reaches his hand down his pants and he just starts yanking it. And then she turns around yelling at him and sees it and then unloads. Now, Chucky was, and Steve makes a point. He brings up Sons of Anarchy and he says, Chucky's in your book? No, it's not Chucky, but Chucky gave me the idea. So I'm taking somebody, all right. The three novels that I'm working on, they're all loosely based fictitious versions of things that happened in my life, and that's why I'm writing about it. And I'm changing things. I'm punching it up. I'm making it more entertaining. But Chucky was where I got the idea for this individual, because everything about him, if you met him, I met the real life person that he's based on. He screams that this guy would go into a bathroom and start jerking it. No matter where you're at. He might even reach down there and start jerking it right there in front of a band. Now, he's not like that. He's much more professional and alcoholic, but he definitely screams that at you when you look at him. Okay?
Okay.
So when I think about who he is and his description and how I wanted to describe him in the book, and I remembered that, I was like, I've got to put this in there because that's how he looks. He looks like a sexual deviant. And then you're like, what? And I mean, there's two main male characters. There's two main female characters. They are all based on real people. Obviously, the one that's speaking in the first person, that character is based on myself. And the other three, they are based on my three probably absolute best friends in this entire world. And I mean, they're the type of friends that I could go months and not talk to them, and then we get together when I make it out to Las Cruces, and it's like we were just sitting down partying yesterday, and we just pick up right where we left off. Okay. They've always been that close. One of them, when she had her daughter, she made a special trip to Illinois to bring her daughter up, obviously to meet her mom and her family. But while she was at it, I got a phone call as she was on the way in saying, "Hey, Tej, you need to get over here and come meet your niece." You know, and that's just how close we all four of us are, you know. Now, of course, everybody knows me, so you kind of get a basic idea of what the character that's based on me, what that's going to be like. The other male main character in the book is has got a lot of traits that are very similar with who he's based on, up to and including he was always kind of our conscience. You know, he was the guy standing there going, I don't think this is a really good idea. And then we'd go and do it anyway, you know? But the first book is literally based on my time when I lived in Las Cruces. And that's it. The structuring of it and working on it, I'll tell you what, it's one of the most challenging things I've ever done. Like, I could structure and build a broadcast any day of the week, and I had great teachers that taught me how to do that. And I could do it, and I'm good at it, and I have a lot of fun with it. Chris, would you disagree with that?
You know, I gotta say, and because I've listened to a lot of DJs all over the world. And I mainly love to listen to radio for the DJ. And
right,
you can always hear it in their voice, whether they're actually having a good time or not. And I got to say, a good 97% of them are having a damn good time. But then you get these few, like this one that's down here, and I haven't heard him on the air in a minute. And some other people have said something about him not being on the air, but the guy, he was just real monotone.
Oh, no, not one of them.
Yeah, it was like I was listening to Billy Zane's Super Sounds of the 70s.
Fuck,
you guys remember that monotone DJ from what was it? Not Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like listening to him. And I even said, like, dude, you need to get some excitement in your voice. And apparently he'd been on the station for like 15, 20 years, but we haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks. So,
oh, wow. See, there is a guy in Lincoln, Illinois that broadcasts. And I'm going to use his on-air name that he uses. And you're sitting there listening to him, and it's like, oh, my God, how can you be this terrible? Hi, I'm Jeff, too. You're listening to this station. And now, here is Madonna. Wasn't she hot back in the day? Ha ha. Click, start the song. What are you?
Was I just listening to what the fuck's his name? Stephen Hawkins?
Yeah, it almost was like listening to Stephen Hawking. Like, oh my God.
Now, because you know, a lot of my influences are some of the big names. You know, Casey Kasem, Rick Dees. I fucking loved listening to Casey Kasem when I was younger.
Oh yeah,
Dr. Demento and Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Jack was phenomenal.
He was. Oh my God, my dad used to do a perfect impersonation.
But you know, I'm going to be honest. Like one of my, two of my bigger influences. I mean, other than the obvious one, two of my bigger influences as far as being a broadcaster. One of them was Adrian Cronauer. And the other one, Howard Stern.
See, I've never been like a real big Howard Stern fan, but Adrian Cronauer, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who that is, I'm going to give you a quick hint. Good morning, Vietnam!
Dude, Cronauer was if you go back and you listen to the old Dawn Busters show on AFRS. I mean, my God. My God.
And, you know, the thing I like about Cronauer is he told you how it is.
Yeah, he didn't beat around the bush.
No.
And I love that.
And actually, you know who else I've been listening to a lot of lately?
Who's that?
Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey he had his own niche, but he was so amazing at it.
He was a storyteller.
Yes, he was.
Now, if you're ever in Chicago early in the morning, may I recommend 100.7 and listen to Freak. If you like rock and roll and you listen to him, I didn't want to be the one to say it, Corey. But if you listen to Freak, straight up, the man breathes rock and roll and heavy metal. You hear it in his voice that is what he was born to do, be a radio DJ for a rock and metal radio show. I can't say Howard Stern is a no-talent hack because he has a talent. His talent is bullshit. I mean, he bullshitted into WNBC. And then he bullshitted to stay on air. And somehow his bullshit has managed to work for him. Because granted, he does have a very large audience. Now, there is Opie and Anthony. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Opie and Anthony, I love. I am not a fan of Bob and Tom. It's the same thing over and over again, ran through a fucking laugh track. It's, ugh.
You know, I'll tell you what I like about Bob and Tom. I have found so many bands and musicians that are funny as fuck, unique as hell because of Bob and Tom. Like Rodney Carrington. The world wouldn't know who Rodney Carrington was in Penis without Bob and Tom.
No, you know, and I'll give you credit. That's true.
Or
but when I sit back and when I think about it, like, okay, Buzz in the Morning on KLAQ in El Paso, Texas. I mean, I can listen to Buzz and I get a kick out of the guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's a lot of fun. You know, here's one that's obscure that a lot of people don't think about. Ben Stone.
See, now, if you're going with like morning talk shows, I'm trying to think.
I'm going all the way across the board.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of who the guys in Phoenix on KUPD are. They are funny as fuck. They had, the first time I heard them, they were interviewing Don King. And Don King was just so off the wall, talking about how he's learning to speak Anthonese so he can use the ants to take over the world since they are the mightiest things and shit. And I don't remember the whole conversation, but me and my brother Steve, we were laughing all the way to Scottsdale when we finally lost the station.
I mean, Corey, I'm not talking, when I talk about Stern, I'm not talking about his business practices, which if you read his books, he will tell you he was cutthroat and he did it to have the most of everything.
He did it because it was something no one else. When Howard Stern came on the air, he was pushing envelopes that no other DJs were pushing. He was crossing lines that no other DJs
and
dared
that
to
was
cross.
what made him, that's where I look at him, and that's what made him unique.
Yes. Unfortunately, nowadays there basically are no more lines and no more envelopes as far as radio goes.
Yeah, and Howard's pretty much out, you know.
But that is what made Howard Stern
exactly
empire he is because he was crossing those lines and pushing them boundaries and getting very PG-13 on air.
Oh, yeah. No, PG-13. I think he was standard PG-13. He was pushing R.
He was pushing rated R. Yes, he was. And the only reason WNBC kept him around was because of the ratings, and he was bringing in the listeners.
And he did. Yeah, I mean, I don't care how you shit. when you look at the 80s and look at the big ones in the 80s, I mean, for crying out loud, Imus?
What's up, Mike?
Yeah, Don Imus.
Don Imus was not as controversial then as he is now.
You know who else I really liked was Art Bell.
Art Bell was a good broadcaster.
He was, dude, and they, oh my God, coast to coast, that shit got weird.
You know, Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite.
Another guy that told you how it was. He wasn't pushing an agenda. He wasn't feeding you lines of bullshit. He sat down. He told you the news, how it was. And that was it.
Yeah, that was the end. You know, and what do you do when you look at that and you listen to that and you see that and that was it? And then look at today. Look at the news today. Now you look at Fox News, they're pushing an agenda. CNN, they're sucking Clinton's dead Peter. MSNBC pushing an agenda.
Well,
you know, it's ridiculous.
Corey, the thing about I'm going on that blackface thing because back in that day, it was a different time, and it wasn't really thought of as racist. It was thought of more as a form of comedy, if anything.
Oh, the blackface deal?
Yeah. And for the time period and for the skit he did with it, it was kind of funny. But nowadays, everybody has turned everything into an agenda, and
it's sad.
I mean, fuck, they replaced Bruce Lee with David Carradine for Kung Fu.
You know, I think I would have rather had Kung Fu with Bruce Lee.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know, when he did the Green Hornet, they actually had to tell him several times to slow down because he was going too fast for the camera to pick it up.
Now, I did watch a movie the other day that's one of my favorite movies, and it
Plus, he
did
was in
have
2 episodes of the original Batman.
Well, and it does have David Carradine in it. Lone Wolf McQuade.
Is he getting robotic to you too, Adam, or is it just my computer?
No, it might be me because I'm in the process of refueling.
Oh, okay.
And when he's on the road,
I agree, Corey. If you do something, own your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, we didn't have video cameras and YouTube like we do now, and I'm glad we didn't. But if you ask me, hey, did you ever do blah, 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 and I did it? Fuck yeah, I did that shit.
Well, and that's part of where my book is coming into play is we did a lot of shit that I'm just going to be like, yep, we fucking did it.
I mean,
I'm sitting here and I'm reading the chat room right now. And Mike's in here saying, I sound clear to him. Lori, do I sound clear on your end? Corey, do I sound clear on yours? Steve, please do not clean your ears out with scissors and let me know if I sound clear to you.
Don't clean your ears out with the poop knife either.
No. God, no. Do not use the poop knife to clean out your ears.
Or Frank's toe knife.
I'm telling you what, man. I have heard some stuff that Steve, wow. Steve has scared me with some of the stuff he has admitted. I'll be very honest about it.
Okay, we got to close crap here.
another part of this facility where I can broadcast in peace.
Yay.
All right, yep. Everybody's saying it must be your PC, Chris.
Yeah, I'm trying to close a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
What he's doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is he is bong shopping. And
I am now telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of chocolate bars.
well, I guess that's better than trying to tell the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of condoms. I mean, yipe. Entertainment purposes 101, right?
Right.
So yeah, this Houston terminal, like some days they are on the ball, right? Other days,
Right.
not so much.
Should be good. For the first time ever, I have only one window open, and it's this one.
Wow. Only one window. I am
My daughter calls me the.
I'm positively
I'll have
shocked.
half a dozen windows.
So
The king of 6 tabs and 4 windows, plus a music player in the background.
Yeah, that might help.
well, all right. So another update on my end. Of course, as you guys know, I lost my uncle last weekend. Family is doing the services this week, actually starting tomorrow.
Hardwood floors. What is everyone's opinion on the hardwood floors versus the fur patch versus the shag carpet?
Dude, hardwood floor all the way. I'm not a fan of dental floss.
Me personally, I'm a fan of the fur patch.
I have
Okay,
no
so you like
as long as it shows up to my
yeah, you like the landing strip.
That's what. Yeah, just a little fur patch. I don't want to feel like it's. I don't like it to feel like it's too young.
Look, I hear that excuse so much. Like, oh, I don't want it to feel like it's too young. Look, you can tell. When you look down there, you can tell.
It's like if you have that much of an issue, card before you start.
Yeah.
No, that don't work either.
Oh, God, Steve says he wants the jungle, baby.
Steve was stationed in the Poontang Delta, directly in the middle of the jungle.
I guess that's what he's after.
Because I'll tell you what, a girl I could have gotten into some legal trouble for, I picked up at a bar.
I know how that goes.
No, not cool. I had to go to her mom and be like, hey, I am so sorry. I'm out of here. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Just don't get my daughter pregnant. And I'm like, no, I need to get out of this situation now.
Like now,
Yeah.
Immediately, yesterday?
Yeah.
Why did you let her have a fake ID? Oh, it's so she could get me cigarettes this week. All right, I am around by the gas meter with a running diesel engine. This ought to be fun.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Steve says he'd hate. Whoa, wait a minute. He says he'd take the
Wait.
petrified forest.
Wait a minute.
That's a little.
Sounds like Steve really wants some hard wood.
That's a little scary there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get this situated. There we go. Here we are in my truck.
Comment, but I was asked to
Not
kindly appropriate myself and be a little bit, try to be politically correct. But Steve,
You're able to do that?
no, I'm not. That's why I'm going to say, Steve, that sounds a little gay to me.
I mean, it does sound like Steve's getting ready to go running through something that He might regret later. Steve, Steve, whatever works for you works for you. I'm happy for you either way. Just don't come back with herpes.
And that's putting it nicely. You should hear the shit I was yelling about Diddy earlier when I was watching videos. Holy shit, dude, straight up.
Diddy's a perv, man.
Diddy is gay.
Diddy is a flat ass perv. I mean, like, perv.
That's not the word I used earlier, but Diddy is straight up tip to tip.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm pretty sure Diddy'd go pole to hole.
Well, one of the words is that he gave Usher herpes, and him and Usher got sued by several women for knowingly spreading the herpes.
Oh! Oh, there you go. Good old Steve.
Steve, did you get it at a Diddy party? You may be entitled to some money through the class action lawsuit.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, dude.
Called J.G. Wentworth.
Lawsuit for him and Usher spreading herpes.
See, TJ, wasn't the Legend of the Stain referenced in one of those Diddy parties?
It was this morning. The Legend of the Stain was very much referenced. I'm not going to go into that. That's another show. That's not our show. That's another show. I'm happy that they found a new way to enjoy the stain, but not my thing, you know?
Steve.
What? Oh, God. Steve says he wants some pink cocaine from Diddy's party.
Well, whatever drugs you got from Diddy parties, you did not get them from El Chapo or the Sinaloa cartel.
Fuck no, you didn't.
They actually had a lawsuit against Diddy.
Oh, for faking out their drugs?
No. Diddy was asking them for a specific item, and they said, no, our cartel, that is not a part of this business.
Let me guess, Molly.
I'm going to say it's a Jeffrey Epstein related item.
Oh!
Yeah, this video was called Diddy is More Evil Than Epstein. And the cartel was like, no, we don't deal with that. That is not part of our business. And they tried asking them 3 more times for that particular item. And finally, they filed a federal lawsuit against Puff Daddy and company for slander, defamation of character, and loss of business.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty bad when a drug cartel is suing somebody for loss of business.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, let's face it, the one business that has never gone out of business over all the years other than prostitution is drugs.
Right. And when one of the most dangerous cartels in the world says, no, we don't deal with that, leave them.
That should be a clue.
Yeah, that you're doing something that's really, really fucking evil and wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a theory. I think Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein were in on it with Diddy.
Oh, they probably were, man. It's all a big conspiracy.
Yeah, they were trying to do the ring around the donut hole, you know?
Now watch in 6 months, Diddy's going to be in a cell that has absolutely nothing in it but a bed sheet.
No, I think Diddy's going to wind up in a cell with Weinstein, and it's going to be, then you're going to wonder, okay, so who's the receiver on that one?
Who's pitching and who's catching?
And I'm going to guess it's going to be Weinstein that's receiving from Diddy.
No. I think Diddy may get a movie deal out of Weinstein for this.
Brown chicken, brown cow. Diddy's porn experience in the big house. I am not writing that movie, by the way. Nobody even asked me. I will not write it. I would rather write the story of the stain. I will not write the Harvey Weinstein movie. No.
They're going to be switch hitting.
I'm not going to write the Theo Epstein movie.
Coming to
or
a
the
theater
book.
near you, ladies and gentlemen, Harvey Diddler. The story of two men alone in a room.
I'm not going to write the Epstein book. I'm not going to write the Weinstein book. I'm not writing the Diddy book. I'm not. No, absolutely not.
It'd be a very sticky series.
I think I would need to go and take myself to a car wash and be cleaned after even interviewing one of them.
But you need a fire hose to clean that stuff off.
Well,
Could be.
actually, I wouldn't even try to write the Diddy.
You wouldn't? I think Chris
About
froze
Diddy.
up on us.
And all six of them have mysteriously died.
What, everybody who's tried to write the Weinstein book?
Uh-oh.
I got a great idea. If Chris, here's one that you could write. I want you to write the Danny Masterson book. And his camera goes, "Oh, hell are you." So I'm waiting on two things from the doc right now.
Yeah.
One, I'm waiting on Wednesday for my rheumatologist to get back so I can get my Humira started back up because I'm already getting bad,
Yeah.
The arthritis is flaring up. It's getting real tough. But I have made a decision and I am awaiting my doctor where I have an appointment with her later on this month. And we are going to discuss a prescription
Okay.
to kick these.
Okay.
This is one of the hardest things in the world for me to give up. These have been in my hand since I was 10 years old, and I am now 44.
And
I am
4 Said you're going to need like 4 patches, maybe some gum to go with.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of good about Chantix.
Okay.
Like Chantix is supposed to be real good as far as being able to kick the nicotine habit. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I know I'm not going to do it on my own. I've done it before. I turn into a complete bastard. I don't want to be around people. And I am either in full anger mode like the Hulk, or I'm just severely depressed and I'm looking for a way to just compensate it, But either way, one or the other, it's always I'm looking for something that's going to take that edge off.
Okay.
And allow me to kick this habit once and for all and be done with it, I have no doubt I could toss them tomorrow. I have no doubt of that. I'm ready to quit. I'm done with it. I really do want to quit. But I don't want to go through the up and down nightmare.
Yeah.
And yeah, Corey, I could see that. And I know there's places that I like to go that's going to be difficult for me to go. But here's the cool thing about my friends. If they know I'm quitting, they're going to support it. And they're going to be like, nope, fuck you. You can't have a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, my doc and I are going to sit down. We're going to talk about Chantix. We're going to talk about how much I'm smoking right now, and we're going to see if that's an option to help me quit.
You know, since you're driving a truck again, it's not like you can go to like a gummies or something like that to kind of come in to replace.
Right.
Or anything like that. You can't trade a vice for your smoking vice.
You know, I was thinking about like trying cherry slices and orange slices.
Okay.
But that's just going to make me diabetic.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, because then I'm going to be like, oh my God, they're pissing me off. Give me a fucking orange slice. You know?
Yeah. I actually go in tomorrow to get fitted for my insulin.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, good. So
it takes out.
You're not going to need to do the injections all the time, then, huh?
No, I'll just I set it up, put it on, make sure the reservoir stays full, and it just slowly feeds me doses throughout the day.
And we lost Chris again before I could even segue to bring him back in. What the hell?
He wasn't getting.
So yeah, you know. No, Corey, no, that's not going to happen. I got to go to the bar. I'm not look, I'm going to kick one. I'm either giving up drinking or I'm giving up smoking. And damn it, it ain't going to be the drinking.
Yeah, because since your girl's still in Indiana, it's not like you can substitute with that.
No, I can't substitute with sex. Would that be a good substitute to quit smoking? Like, oh man, I need to get rid of some stress. Come over here. Let me eat your vagine.
Would it be good, or would it just make you want to smoke immediately after?
See, that's what I'm thinking. Is it's going to be the second one. Like I'm going to get done, and then she's going to go light up, and I'm going to be like, "You do know I quit, right? Thanks." But yeah, I was like, it's got to be one or the other. It's not going to be both. And I like my crown, so fuck that. I'm not giving up drinking.
Yeah.
But I really do. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of years, and I'm like, man, I really do need to kick the smoking. And the thing is my metabolism is so freaking high that, Corey said I'm going to gain a lot of weight. Like I look at people in my family that have quit smoking and they've gained maybe 10 pounds and that was it because we're all very active people. So, it is what it is, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. He's saying he just drank at home.
Okay,
so
you can do that.
But me quitting smoking cigarettes is like Chris quitting smoking weed. I mean, we're talking, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Right, Chris?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, no.
Nope, I'm not giving that up.
But no, Corey has a good point. You can drink at home. You live in a coach, so you can just take the coach wherever the fuck you want.
Well, I do drink at home quite a bit. I mean, let's be honest about it. My rule of thumb, and Corey, you being a truck driver, I'm sure you'll back this up, but my rule of thumb is during the work week, when I am working, my max is 1 after I get home. That's it. I will not drink over that during the work week. Aha! On my time off, that is a different story. That is, where is the distillery and can I drink all of it?
Mm-hmm. You need 1 distillery worth.
Yeah, I would like to set up my own distillery at home where I'm making my own bourbon, and then as it's coming out, I'm just drinking it right out of the barrel.
I'd let it age a little bit before you down it. Just saying.
Corey says he gave up cigars too. All right, Chris, have you got it figured out now?
I think I got it figured out. We found a different tower, did a quick speed and ping. So,
So wait, I thought you had cable internet out there.
no, I got Xfinity.
That would be cable.
I don't have cable. I just got
Hold on.
Xfinity high-speed business Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So bear with me as I check back in here, and
All my TV I watch is all streaming.
I can understand that. That's what I do at my house.
And I've come to the point where I officially hate commercials. If your ad interrupts what I'm watching, I will not buy your product.
Yeah.
guy's mad here at this terminal.
Why is he mad?
You see, Mike, I don't use YouTube TV. I have family premium on YouTube.
Right.
But I'm not going to spend money for YouTube TV. Not when I can use like Pluto TV and stuff like that. That's free.
Okay, so you're grabbing a lot of the free apps that you can use.
Yeah.
Like
through
Fubu.
Roku, yeah.
Or things of that nature. We got a like. Thank you to that particular like. I'm going to say the name. Thank you for the like, Fat420. Glad you're enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've got like let's see, I've got Amazon Prime Video, obviously. Almost everybody's got that. Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock. Those, and thank you, Mike. Those are the ones that I keep, you know. And then I'm on my Amazon Prime and now my Hulu, which I didn't even want it on the Hulu, but it did it anyway. I got the Showtime extension because two of my favorite shows of all time were on Showtime. One of them being Californication with David Duchovny. The other one being the other one being Dexter. And all the extensions now of the Dexter universe and how it's growing. And I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to watching that. There is a movie that has come out on Netflix recently, which Chris might hate, but I'm actually going to sit down. I'm going to watch it. And it's a documentary. And it's called Will and Harper. And Harper was one of the writers on Saturday Night Live when Will Ferrell was there. And these two take a road trip together after Harper came out as transgender. And it's a documentary talking about that road trip. So I'm going to sit down and watch it just for curiosity's sake, really.
Okay.
Fat420 says he uses an ad blocker so then he can find movies and shows on YouTube. Steve, I brought it up, and Steve has watched it already. He says, excellent show.
Okay.
And Corey's saying, yeah, it was good. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I've heard a lot of good about it so far, and I'm interested, you know.
Wait, what are you gonna watch?
Will and Harper. It's a new movie on Netflix where Harper was one of the writers on Saturday Night Live with Will Ferrell, and Harper came out as transgender, and it's a documentary road trip with Will Ferrell and this writer. And everybody that has watched it so far has said it's excellent. They love the movie. And Steve says, be prepared to laugh your ass off and cry too. So I mean, I guess it's really good. But when you're talking about a guy that is so funny as to be able to watch or be able to write for Saturday Night Live, you know, it's got to be hysterical. Mike's in here. He says Hulu, Peacock, Prime, Paramount Plus, Netflix, Pluto TV, free Roku channels. That's all of the apps that he uses. And you know, the thing I love about streaming is exactly what Chris hit on. No commercial. If you pay the little bit more, and you're talking $1 more, no commercials. I can't stand commercials anymore.
Yeah. I really do hate commercials.
I don't like commercials when they're interrupting a football game.
Oh, during a sporting event? Yeah. Get those the fuck out of here.
You know, stop showing me commercials. Show me the cheerleaders.
Yeah, that or the instant replay or...
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to watch a sports event, you want to be all in. You know,
show me the coach that's angry. Show me the coach that's angry and stressed and stuck his hand down his pants to... Never mind. I think if we ever saw Dick Butkus do that, we'd all be going, what the hell? But no, I'm looking forward to that. Corey says he used to watch Redbox streaming and Crackle until the CEO ran the company into bankruptcy. And yeah, Mike, you're right, but I've got mine, and I think my streaming services every month that I pay for, and the way I've got them set up, I spend right about $50 a month, and I've got all the entertainment I want to watch. All right. Now, out of that, I think about that, and I put it in a comparative kind of note, right?
Okay.
$50 a month for what I spend for streaming, and I've got Showtime, and I've got Stars. All right.
Okay.
Which, if I had cable, that would be what I'd have. I'd have Showtime and Stars. Well, I look at that. Then I look at what I would spend for. Actually, I could use the best connection. Is my grandpa still has DirecTV, and he's got everything set up on that the way he wants it. And his DirecTV bill every month is like $190, and I have more on my streaming services than he has on DirecTV.
Now you talk about DirecTV. Julie and I actually use her parents' login to get access to their DirecTV.
Well, there you go. I would want that only if they had NFL Sunday Ticket.
No, but we do have NHL Center Ice.
I would be interested in that too. Can I use their login so I can watch NHL Center Ice?
No, surprisingly, they keep it secret from me, but they'll let their daughter use it. So,
I mean, I would be really happy if they let me use it just so I can watch the Blackhawks games.
Dude, my wife is fucking hammered.
What?
She is fucking drunk.
Did she stash, Chris?
What?
Did she get
She's
your
not.
stash?
She got off work at noon today and went to the Legion.
Oh, shit. She didn't decide to start drinking to, be angry at you. Holy shit.
No, she's being nice to me.
I got to put this up here. Holy shit. Corey is in the chat room. He says he cut his cable 2 years ago to stream. His Comcast bill was over $350 a month.
Holy shit.
Use onhockey.tv. I'll check that out. I'll check it out, 420.
Damn it.
By the way, keep in mind that you have to be prepared, Fat 420, if somebody wins the lottery. I mean, just saying. And speaking of that, if somebody wins the lottery, real quick, I know we're about 2 hours away, but I want to wish a very heartfelt, early, happy birthday to Ray Lytle, who is, I know what his real age is, so I'm not going to give it. I will say he's turning 32. Happy birthday. I hope it's a good one. I know you and your family is going through a trying time right now. All of us here, we love you. And we hope everything gets better soon. And I hope you have a great birthday. And my birthday gift to you personally is going to be belated because I have other things I'm trying to take care of, but trust me, you will like it. So, Steve, if you'll make sure Ray hears that, I'd appreciate it. Or Tom, if you're in the chat room. But, yeah, fight me.
I'm pretty sure he's a little bit older than that because I'm pretty sure I met him in like 2007 in Springfield.
Like I said, I'm not going to say his real age. I know what it is.
He was at this 4th of July party with this other guy they called the mullet-wearing dog who did not like my idea.
There's a reason I'm not giving his real age and I'm making him considerably younger, and it's not Ray. Believe it or not, it's not Ray. It's his wife.
Oh. Well, he was there hanging out with this guy they called the mullet-wearing dog.
Yeah, I know dog. I knew the dog.
And I actually had a very unique type of mohawk at the time.
A mullet hawk?
Dubbed, huh?
Did you have the mullet hawk?
I did.
I had a hunch.
And I said, what do you think, dude? You're the mullet-wearing dog, and I'm the mullet hawk wearing, I don't know what the fuck I am. And he's like...
I'm surprised you weren't wearing a bling-bling pot leaf around your neck.
No. I'll be straight up honest with you. I really wasn't smoking much weed that night. I was actually probably the person that was in and out of the porta potty the most that night.
A little bit more nose candy?
Yeah, but in a smokable form.
Oh.
It was a real, I can't say I never had a bad time smoking crack. It was everyone else like, I'm having a bad night. I always had fun doing it.
I've never tried it. I've never tried smoking crack and really had no interest.
I don't recommend it for anybody. And all of those people that say, oh, this cake is like crack. You obviously have never smoked crack before.
I mean, my thing was more, now I would snort, I have experimented with Coke. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like Coke. I just like the smell.
That's my joke.
But no, I have experimented with it. And although, yes, I did enjoy it, it was one of those, I'm like, well, I could take it or leave it. Liquor and whores, cigarettes and dope, mustard and bologna, liquor and whores. What the fuck?
Liquor and whores.
Oh, Lord.
Liquor and whores. Cigarettes and dope and mustard and bologna, liquor and whores.
Yeah, evidently that's about the Legion. I just renewed my Legion membership. What the fuck?
Drinking at the Legion. I met a girl. She was nice. She was kind of pleasing.
It's what Bubbles' song's about, like hanging at the Legion. And then Fat 420 is like, God bless Bubbles.
That's Liquor and Whores by Bubbles and the Shit Rockers.
Yeah, I was talking to Fat 420 the other day, Chris, and I said very pointedly to him that you and him in a music, just discussing different rock music, you two would be phenomenal together in a show.
Right on.
Because you guys both have so many unknown facts that you could throw at each other. And it would be fun just watching the two of you try to stump the other one.
Yeah.
Like I would sit back and produce that show just to see it.
All right. We're sitting in the car. We're going to clam bake it.
Oh, nice of you. Your wife's going to hate you.
Not her car, my car. Well, technically they're both my cars, but she don't drive.
Still haven't given me my load assignment, assholes.
They like you hanging around.
Hey, 420 says he'd be game for it if the time was right.
That's why you should just drive a straight tanker.
I did the tanker thing for a while, and you know, this is less stress. The most stress I have on a night is sitting here at this terminal waiting on them to go, oh, you can leave now. And today is the worst because this is my Friday. I want my days off. When I get home, I am done for 2 days and I don't have to look at this damn truck.
You probably got an E-log in there, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually watching it click down to end my rest break. And then I'll go back on duty with it.
I've been watching a bunch of videos from old school truckers talking about back in the day running 3 log books and how the chicken truck came about. And
oh, there's a bunch of stuff that happened back then. One of the guys this is going to be in the second book talking about this particular guy, but one of the guys I worked with early on in my career, he told me the story when he got started driving in the 70s, in the early 70s, right? He walked in after he got his license. They threw him his keys, 3 log books. They threw him his bills. They said, go out, load your truck. He did. He came back. They said, reach in the top drawer of the filing cabinet. And it was a brick of Coke. And they looked at him and said, come back when you run out.
Mike, sometimes I use the foil, but that night at the 4th of July party, I was using an old tire gauge.
With a little bit of steel wool.
Yep. Only because, you know, it was hard to set up the foil and be quick about it going in and out of the porta potty.
You know, see, the ones I don't understand, like, there is some stuff that's out there now that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And I'll give you the 3 in particular: heroin, meth, and that fentanyl.
I was going to say fentanyl, you can keep that shit. Heroin, you can keep that shit. Now, I've always thought of meth as a bad thing. Tweakers were nothing but pieces of shit and thieves. But that's up north. Down here, the tweakers are on a whole fucking different level.
You know, I've noticed that too.
They actually like get up and go to work and do their job and handle their shit and then go fucking tweak.
I've noticed that down here. Like, you know, the tweakers that are around Texas, they're about the same way. You don't see the garbage cans like you did back up in Illinois.
No, they don't have the fucking... It's I said it's a whole different level of tweakers. They're actually responsible tweakers.
Like the tweakers up there will just steal to steal.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. There was a tweaker that went by my house up in Illinois, saw my push mower, and stole the fucking blade. Why would you steal the blade out of a lawnmower?
Why wouldn't you just take the whole fucking mower?
Yeah.
Kind of, there you go. Kind of getting where I'm going with it.
And see, but you know what? I gotta admit, that's a lot of people up north. They don't like crackheads. But hey, if you need to buy tools, if you need to buy stereos, if you need to buy anything, find a crackhead.
Crackhead's probably got it.
Crackhead probably has it, and they'll give it to you for $20.
Yep,
Or
just so they can get another fix.
So they can get it for you real quick.
Yeah, if they don't got it, they can get it real quick.
They know where to find it.
You know,
I'm telling you, man, it amazes me at just the differences. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and it's funny because my little brother had a problem with it. And he would always try to hide it, but it's like, dude, you think we can't fucking tell?
Right.
I walk into my parents' house one day and he's passed out in the middle of the living room floor surrounded by car parts.
Steve says, yeah, guns as well. You can get guns from a crackhead.
Right? Dude,
I don't know if I want to get a gun from a crackhead. I don't want to be caught with it later.
Right?
If it's one I need to
tell us he was off the shit. I go into my parents' garage and there's two 50-gallon totes full of catalytic converters. I'm like, yeah, you're off the shit, dude.
Yeah, Fat 420's right. Pekin, Illinois, Derby Street has 3 pawn shops. There is a reason. That whole end of that town is terribly riddled with drugs. Hell, that whole town has gotten bad.
There was one in Dubuque that was known for they will buy anything. And when you walk in, dude actually had a blister on his lip from time to time. Like, dude, let that shit cool down before you hit it again.
No shit.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying is like it's gotten so out of control. And then you got the conspiracy theorists out there going, "Oh, the government did it. It's the deep state." No, man, it's drugs.
Right. And honestly, and this is what I say about it. Decriminalize it. Make it so it's not illegal. Make it so crackheads and junkies actually have a place they can go and get their shit that's clean and good. Portugal did it. And you know how much of a drug problem they have?
Oh, it's slimmed down. Look at Norway.
Yeah. All these other countries, like even Europe, where there is no legal drinking age because they're brought up on it and it's socially acceptable and they're taught responsible drinking. They don't have the issues with it like we do.
No, exactly. Like, okay, I'll give you a great example. Here in the United States, you will hear more about violence. There's always violence. Violence is just kind of commonplace here, right?
Right.
Okay, good Lord, Chris.
What?
You were off and then back on, and I was like, what the hell? All right, so violence is like commonplace in the United States. Would anybody disagree with that?
No, I've said it for years that the news is the most violent program on TV.
All right, so when we discuss that, now everybody knows I was stationed in Germany for 2 years. I traveled Europe a lot. I really got to spend a lot of time there. Bar fight? No, bar fight was unheard of. If bar fight happens in Germany, German Polizei SWAT shows up. They beat the shit out of everybody. They throw them in the paddy wagon. They figure it out later. They don't care.
Yeah. I heard England, you'll get bar fights. Germany, no.
No. However, I could sit in the park and I will guarantee you I would see women that were, college co-ed age, we're back to perky everything, and you want to drool, but it became so commonplace to me living there. I'd see them rollerblading in the park naked. Sex and nudity.
But you can sit there and have a beer in that park.
Yes, I could. Sex and nudity over there was commonplace. It's like, okay, it was on the TV ad. It was on the TV commercials.
You ever watch the news in France?
It was commonplace there. Violence, no go. You want to get naked and bang in the park? More power to you. Now here, the nudity and the sex is taboo. But the violence is okay.
The nudity and sex is taboo, but at the same time, it's everywhere you look, and they're trying to indoctrinate it into our children.
I've heard that fairy tale. I've done my research on it too. There are a lot of places that are like, nope.
Yes, there are a lot of places that are like, no. But everyone in high school has some kind of mandatory health class. And in that mandatory health class, every single one of them talks about STDs and other sexually transmitted things, which, like I said, they say it's taboo and a big no-no, but at the same time, they're talking about it in schools and showing it on TV and even the Disney Channel. Watch the Disney Channel closely.
I don't watch. I stream.
All that shit on the Disney Channel is on Disney Plus.
If I'm turning on Disney, I do have Disney Plus. That was the one I was forgetting. And if I'm turning that on, it's for Marvel or it's for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm either watching comic book movies or I'm watching Star Wars.
See, I got the Disney bundle with Hulu, so.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like I listen to all of it and I see it and I watch it and I do pay attention. And it's like, if you're saying, hey, if you don't do this, you could wind up with said A disease or B disease or C disease, and this is the education side of it. All right, so if you wind up with syphilis, it's going to burn when you pee,
Yeah.
Okay,
but
well, at the same time, I say you don't need to teach that kids that shit. Let them fuck around and find out. Bet they don't do it again.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be when you start getting, that'll be when you start getting guys showing up at school and they've got herpes on their tongue.
Fuck around and find out.
I don't know if I want my kids to fuck around and find out on that.
And as far as comic books, unless it's Deadpool, DC all the way.
I gotta, like, when they did the first Captain America movie, I really liked that. But that had a bonus. It had Tommy Lee Jones.
See, now, and I'm more DC, Superman, Batman.
So you liked Batfleck?
No. I'm sorry, if you ask me, Batman is Adam West.
Adam West?
But I'll take a close second for, what was it, Michael? Either Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer.
It was Michael Keaton. If you're talking the first and second one, it was Michael Keaton.
I know, but he's tied with Michael Keaton. I know, but he's tied with Val Kilmer for my favorite Batman.
So
Yeah, well, Val Kilmer is. I don't care what anybody says. Val Kilmer is my favorite Doc Holliday.
Fuck yeah. I was actually trying to watch that last night, but Amazon Prime wanted me to pay for it. I said,
Yeah, I already own it.
Don't I already pay for the Amazon Prime? I'm sure I have it somewhere, but I had all of my DVDs on shelves in a case, everything in alphabetical order, literally A to Z, 250 DVDs, and then my daughter moved in.
Oh, it sounds like you're dealing with a little bit of an issue there.
Well, now all of my DVDs are in boxes.
Why?
Because the room that was the TV room, watch a movie in room, became my daughter's room when she moved down here.
Uh-oh. So where did your TV go?
In my bedroom.
In your bedroom. Well, what about your studio?
So when you walk into my house, what would be the living room is the studio.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, I was sitting here, I was thinking about this the other day, and Adam and I were talking about it. And it was like, if I ever win the lottery, or I make let's say the book hits, and I make like a lot of money on the book. Corey says Adam West had some crazy stories. He was a wild man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like if I hit the lottery, or let's say the book hits real well, and I make a bunch of money off of that, or whatever the case may be, I made a decision. I'm going to have to buy a piece of property in Kentucky, right around Central City, and then I'm going to buy a modernized triple wide. Really nice place, right? And I'm going to set it there, and then I'm just going to come find you, and I'm going to sign the fucking deed over to all of it and go, here you go, Chris, my gift to you.
Make sure it has reinforced floors.
And I'm going to make sure it's got reinforced floors so the motorcycle can come inside.
We're looking into buying a house.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
So you still looking right?
Right now, we think we found one. I'm just waiting for doctors and lawyers to finish everything up, so I can go back to work and get a settlement. But with this settlement, we're going to buy a house from someone we know.
Okay.
And right now, it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with a full basement that has a bar in the basement. I said, cool. Bar's going to stay in the basement, all that good stuff. But the upstairs is going to go from a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom to a 1-bedroom, 1 huge-ass bathroom that I can sit in the tub and watch Jeopardy.
So where's your daughter going to live?
I don't fucking know. When we
your wife is not going to let you get away with moving into a place that would have enough room for her to move into as well.
No, I already done said I don't give a fuck. When I buy my forever home, y'all are on your own.
Are you just gonna leave your current house to the daughter? Are you trying to sell?
If she wants to take over the rent, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't have a lease with the guy. I just got, fuck, I don't even pay rent.
That is so wrong. I don't pay rent.
I honestly don't. Just because I help the guy out, so.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, where I'm at with it is like, I've got my coach. I'm really happy with that. But I'm running into a problem. Like, the folks that were supposed to be buying my property in Illinois, I'm not getting the payments. So I'm like this close away from saying, you know what, deal's off. I'm taking the place back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if I go forward with that, I need to take a couple of weeks off and go up there and bulldoze the house and then load it up with a skid steer into a 30-yard dumpster and let it get hauled away. Okay?
Okay.
Then I've got to redo the well and the septic and get them spaced apart. And I'm going to pour a concrete pad and put up a garage. That's all it's going to be there. And a big ass carport for me to park the coach under.
Oh yeah, that way you can just drive up there and fucking pull the coach in and visit TJ Jr.
Well, with my veteran status the way it is, I take in the paperwork that shows my rating through the VA. That property's tax free. I will not be paying property taxes on it anymore. So that's what I'm going to do. Go up there. When I'm up there in December, I'm actually going to turn that paper in and say, hey, here you go. And get my tax exempt status on it.
There you go.
Yeah, I really wish I could have gotten into the military. I actually tried.
You probably should not have ate the crayons and talked about how you had to clean the basement out for Alice's restaurant while you were there.
No, I was unable to join as soon as I hit 14 because that's when I was diagnosed with epilepsy.
Right.
I had something about, not handing someone with a seizure disorder a gun.
Yeah, I'd rather not have you near me if you had a seizure and you're holding a weapon.
Now,
I wouldn't mind as long as you were pointing it towards the enemy.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but you never know where that thing's going to be pointed.
Yeah, I still signed up for selective service like you're supposed to when you're 18. It's just I had a medical exemption, but I still did it.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in high school, I took the ASVAB, and I scored a 98 on the ASVAB. And instantly, like, people from the Navy were like, hey, we want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. We need your medical history. Came up that I had a psych evaluation when I was 16 for 60 days, or it was a 6-month psychiatric evaluation when I was 16 and automatically disqualified me. And even the Navy said, man, we would really love to have you with how you scored on the test.
But it was that psych eval that did it in.
Yep.
They wanted you as part of the seaman.
No, they wanted me for naval intelligence. And that's what I really, truly wanted to get into, with a second for radio communications.
Okay.
But everything got fucked up. Fuck, I could have went to college at Annapolis.
Any type of military intelligence, that is an oxymoron.
It is, but you know what they mean. They want you for intelligence gathering. They want you for some super smart people shit.
I mean, the way I tested out, the only thing the Navy would talk to me about, and I wasn't really interested in Navy anyway. I had made my decision to go Army. But the only thing the Navy wanted to talk to me about was being a nuclear reactor engineer.
Okay.
They wanted me working the reactors. And, we'll send you to Annapolis. We'll make you a nuclear engineer. I'm like, I don't want to glow in the dark.
Well, no, like I said, they wanted me for. I would have went to college at Annapolis. One of the stupidest things I ever did, it was because I was so mad at the military for denying me. I actually walked away from 3 different college scholarships.
Now I had a choice. Obviously, University of Illinois. Of course, who's my football team in college sports?
Texas.
Yeah.
University of Texas, and believe it or not, New Mexico State University. Surprisingly enough.
Huh.
Ain't that the Buffaloes?
No, Aggies. And then University of New Mexico is the Lobos. Oh, no, that's right. It was UNM. It wasn't NMSU. UNM, UT, and University of Illinois. I had a full ride for a music scholarship at all 3. And I was like, okay, well, one, I don't want to miss that left turn in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I would have been happy to go to Texas, but really I wanted to see more. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. And I did not want to go to Champaign and go to U of I.
Yeah.
See, that's
I
what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to do it on Uncle Sam's dime.
So I did it, but I did it as military police.
You see, since I couldn't go into the military, I did get scholarships to go to U of I for nuclear engineering. I got scholarships to go to Illinois State University for music. And I ended up going to Lincoln Christian College for music ministry.
You know,
I'm the Grateful Dead.
I'm very happy, Adam, that you did not become a nuclear engineer, because I really would not want to see what would happen if you had a seizure while trying to set the control rods.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be bad.
I don't mean to be laughing, but I actually had for some reason, an episode of Family Guy with Adam happening just went through my head.
Oh my God, really?
See, why not The Simpsons, where I'm sitting where Homer sits, but I mess it up and take out.
For some reason, Peter Griffin made it funnier. Nah.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're going to sit there at the end of it and go, "Don't."
No, that would happen right before I was taken by the nuclear blast.
Right.
Oh, there's a really funny video of the people that actually did the voices. They're all sitting together on a set of bleachers, just talking, answering questions in the character.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah,
that would have been phenomenal. But no, I got to say, like, Family Guy, I got a kick out of. The Simpsons were great back when it was a part of the Tracy Ullman show. Oh yeah, I go back that far.
Dude.
Yeah.
No, lately, in the middle of the night, I started rewatching MASH again.
Oh, I love that show.
That very first episode, they said a line, and I said, "Oh hell no! They would never be able to say that today."
Well, that's what's good.
Which
about
line?
They said we could always sell Spear Chucker before he wakes
up.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, you're right. Oh God, I forgot about that. When they were talking about Spear, trying to get Hojon to go, over here to go to college.
Yeah.
Well, we could sell Spear Chucker. What?
I thought, whoa, dude.
And they were talking about one of the surgeons, Spear Chucker Jones.
Yeah. Which, and then I thought, well, first off, they would never allow a character.
They would never
have
have
that
named.
name.
They would never name him that today.
No.
There's so many things that they wouldn't say in that regard.
Oh,
today.
God, no kidding.
But at least Corporal Klinger finally became a Disney princess.
Yes, he did.
Disney owns Fox. Fox owns MASH. Corporal Klinger's a Disney princess.
Yes, he is.
The ugliest one out of the bunch.
And the only one
Oh.
to stay.
Yep. Ugliest one out of the bunch.
Yeah.
I said, don't tell me we're going to start rating Disney princesses to see if there's one that's uglier than Klinger.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever actually been to Disney World and seen some of the girls that go dressed as princesses?
No.
Honey, you're only a princess because your mama thinks you are.
But I have been to SeaWorld and seen some women that look like they belonged in the main attraction.
Dude, I fucking love SeaWorld in Orlando. Oh my God, the mime dude, he is funny as fuck, and now they got videos of him on YouTube.
I mean, you do realize that SeaWorld San Antonio is not far from where I live.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got one in Texas too.
I mean, literally, I drive 2 hours and I could be at SeaWorld.
I know. I'd love to find some amusement parks. Like, I need a good fucking Six Flags somewhere around here.
You need a good fucking Six Flags.
Oh no, I got a good fucking right on the other side of that brick wall right there.
I mean, really? You want it to be a fucking Six Flags?
If they allow you to, why not? Right on.
I mean, wouldn't they have to change the FL and flags out for a G and call that fucking Six Gags?
Well,
That's
no,
what they
because
need to
first
do.
off, I wouldn't be gagging on anything.
If her boob is big enough.
See, it don't matter how big the boobie is. If you suck it just right, it's perfect and you never gag on it.
You must not have a gag reflex if you're swallowing an F.
Oh, I ain't never trying to put the whole boobie in my mouth at once. I already know that ain't gonna fit, so we ain't even gonna try.
Yeah, I when I was in New Mexico, I slept with a girl with F's once. You know, it was difficult to explain why I had black eyes the next day at work. I let her get on top. That was dumb.
I know a girl with F's that loved to titty punch you while sitting on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Yeah, well,
still think about that while masturbating.
Dude, she was riding so hard that she gave me black eyes and then gave herself black eyes at the same time.
Well, you get that bounce and ripple just right.
Well, no, because
That was
I
like
actually...
That wasn't booby
actually
ripple.
had to-
That was a concussion grenade.
No, dude, fucking... Because old girl, she got really upset because I'm going to titty punch you and just smack me in my face with the titty. And I didn't know what was going on. I just fucking blew it right there. And she's like, oh, I'm not pretty no more. I'm not pretty no more. And she like started crying. I'm like, no, you're pretty. You just caught me by surprise. We need to do that again in about 5 minutes here. Hold on.
At that point, Chris is breaking out his patented Marvin jack-off machine and turning on the motor.
No, them titties, it didn't take much. I'm sorry.
Man,
I'll be the first to admit I've always been a boob guy.
I love, yeah, I go right back to I'm looking for proportion. You know, I want I want the top and the bottom to match. You know, I want the big titties, but I want the big ass, or little titties, little ass. I want it to look right, you know? I do not want to get into bed with a Picasso.
One perky boob, one super saggy boob.
Yeah, one perky boob, one super saggy boob. Then you got the opposite buck cheek is perky, and the other one is saggy. And you got a pointed nose and one eye closed and one wide open, and the mouth that looks like it came off a Two-Face. No!
A little stick figure with some big old boobies.
You know, and I'm not a big fan of top heavy. You know, I'm sorry. You know, if she walking in with a size 4 butt and, you know, triple F titties, no.
Say Julie's top heavy. You've seen pictures of her, DJ. So yeah, I enjoy my girl.
I look at, when I see a girl like that, I'm like, if the wind hits her right, her boobs are going to bounce her back up off the floor.
Like, all I know is they make really good pillows and excellent flotational devices in the pool.
But there are some women that are out there that don't really appreciate that, and especially if you drool in your sleep.
Well,
I find just as long as I don't fall asleep between the titties, I'm fine.
well, you know what my wife did for me today?
Were you orally satisfied?
It made me really, really happy. So she's manager at a grocery store, and she sent me a picture of a $100 bill from 1981.
Okay.
And I messaged her, where did you get, where did you find that? And she says, well, it's in the bag. I got to take it to the bank. I says, well, can I have it? She's like, if you make it here before I go to the bank. I said, hold on, let me go get $100 out of the ATM and I'll come get it. So now the only bill from 1981 that I don't have is the 50.
Did they make?
So that's the only one you need, huh?
What?
That's the only one you need, huh? The 50?
Yeah, the only one I need is the 50. What, Adam?
So, did they make $1,000 bill in 81?
Yes, they still, I believe so. But I already know in my lifetime I will never actually have $1,000 bill because they are collector's items, and
you
as
need
collector,
to get one, take a picture of you with it, and then give it back.
As far as I know, they're really hard to get collector's items. They're not really in circulation. They made the $1,000 bill, the $5,000 bill, and the $10,000 bill mainly for use with the stock markets.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I know if I had a stack of $1,000 bills, I'd be in heaven.
Right? Hey, me and my wife did have sex on a pile of $40,000 once.
Did you get to keep what stuck to you?
It all went back into the bank at the very next day. But I literally, when I was in the car accident, they sent me the settlement in a few different payments, and the biggest check they sent me was like $43,000. And I went to my bank and I put it in my bank and I told them I'm coming back at the end of the week and I want it in cash. And I went and I picked it up on Thursday in cash, went home, me and my wife had sex on it, and then Friday I went and put it back in the bank.
There you go.
Well, I would advise nobody from your bank to ever lick any money.
You shouldn't lick money anyway.
You shouldn't lick. Hey, the only orifice you should be using money for is to sniff cocaine.
No, I'm telling you, there are some people that'll lick money just to see if it's got acid on it.
There's also people that lick money try to get in the cocaine residue.
That's true.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we've been on for a while tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Chris, what are your final thoughts tonight?
Oh, final thoughts. Life is too short. Enjoy it. Don't get mad. Don't hold grudges. Don't be pissed off. Enjoy it. That being said, support live music, local music, independent music. Always watch for motorcycles and be kind and love one another. But not in the Diddy style.
Ew!
And more of like, you're my brother. Here you go.
Adam, final thoughts tonight now that I'm disturbed.
That's pretty much my final thought at this point. No.
I'm disturbed.
I think we had a good show. Keep everything local, everybody. Whether it's music, art, restaurants, whatever. Corporations don't give a fuck about you anyway.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah. So, but like Chris said, stay happy, whatever that means. People don't need to know what it means, really, all the time. But, just stay away from that Diddy kind of happiness, apparently.
God, here we go again. You guys are not going to let me live down the Diddy, Epstein, any of this crap, are you?
Hell no, dude. I've been calling out the diddler since the 90s. It's about time the rest of the world sees it.
You know what, Chris? That's it. I want to say, if I make enough money to do it, I am going to send you to California and make you do an interview with Danny Masterson.
I would love to interview Danny Masterson.
So in the meantime, coming soon.
If your happiness has to do or has to include thousands of bottles of lube, that's the wrong kind of happiness, dude. Unless you are a lube company selling it.
Well,
yeah, if your happiness is affecting other people's happiness, it's the wrong kind of happiness.
Yeah.
We do that all the time.
Affecting.
Yeah, but it's not a negative effect, and they can actually walk away. We ain't locking the doors on them.
Yeah. Right. See, I'm happy doing this show. We do it all the time. All right. So with that being said, keep an eye on the YouTube channel, everybody, and start sharing that, because coming soon, YouTube Shorts, where you're going to start seeing different snippets going up. Facebook page, please share the show. Start growing the pages again. And we will see all of you 5 p.m. Sunday night for Mayhem's Amigos. I'm TJ. That's Adam. There's Chris. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night, everybody.